Commish.
Alright, gentlemen, welcome to the Week 2 episode. Today we're obviously going to recap, the Week 2, the results of that, talk about some bold moves, and we're going to have some thoughts with Bryan here on this video. We've also going to have another episode and video that we'll put up a little bit later, which is going to feature the Bryan's all-trash team for the week and Sean's super squad. So guys, stay tuned and check that one out as well. But let's go ahead and start with the Week 2 recap. Bryan, why don't you hit us off?
Yep. First we got Ray and Frank, the battle of the undefeateds there. And that was a close, low-scoring game. It was, Frank won by 6. And, yeah, it was just low-scoring. Probably one of the lowest-scoring games we'll see all season.
Yeah, it was definitely probably a close one. I know Ray thought he had that one in the bag, but somehow Frank squeaked it out. He didn't get any help from his running backs, so Ray must have been licking his chops about that. So sorry, Ray, came up on the bottom end of this one. And Frank, you squeaked out another one, especially with Bryan out. So again, making some moves here, but good job being able to stay 2-0 with such a shitty scoring week for both of you. Next, we've got, actually, we're going to talk about your game.
Yeah,
we got Tony and Beasting with Pablo Sanchez. They went head-to-head, Team 10 Minute. Yeah. Tony, again, looking strong. Another battle of the unbeatens, and this time Tony came out on top. What do you feel about your team?
Had lowest points of the week. It was just a bad week. Bad decisions were made. I dropped my kicker for a kicker that got me 0 points. My defense didn't do good.
You gotta love
Andrew Luck is having a horrible year, so
yeah, he's
bad first round pick.
So it's been a rough 2 weeks for me personally, and obviously it's paying its toll here in the fantasy. Yeah. Next, why don't we go into my matchup? I had Andrew, and that piece of shit came out with the W. So kudos to you, Andrew. You got lucky because one of your fucking players decided to go off in garbage time. I fucking hate garbage time, because it always screws me, but he pulled it out. He got Torrey Smith going off for 35, which is ridiculous. And, if you take that shit out, he really, wasn't that great. His kicker obviously gave him a hell of a game. So, those two, quality, flex and kicker really came through in the clutch for you. I, again, had no production from my defense. The Ravens fucked me over, and Dwayne Allen played maybe 2 plays and then decided to sit out for the rest of the game. So, really screw my chances there, but that's how the season goes. So hopefully I can bounce back. Next we got Marcus and Gunner, battle of trying to see who can sling this one out. I thought this one was going to be a high scoring. Gunner's team obviously came out lights out. Came out with some points, and Marcus just wasn't able to catch up.
Yep, a lot of bench points for Gunner too. He's got a deep team, as with a few of the teams. In the league. Yeah, there was a lot of points left on the bench, but they not necessarily were bad moves or choices. It just happened to be their players just really performed this week. So, yeah. But good job, Gunner, pulling that W out. Hopefully he keeps that train going, and Marcus, better luck next time. We've got something that kind of surprised me with Mike and Warner's matchup. Not surprised that Mike won, but just surprised that 2 weeks in a row just throwing up some points. It's kind of ridiculous how many points his team's been able to put up there. So kudos to Mike. Obviously, he drafted pretty solid, or feeling confident in his guys being able to put up points. And Warner, again, just not getting it done. Nothing new there. And Mike, most bench points out of anyone in the league. If you look, he had Antonio Brown playing 39 points, which is massive. And then on his bench, he's got Larry Fitzgerald with 39 as well, which is just unbelievable.
And then obviously, in the thoughts with Bryan, I know we're going to probably touch up on some of Warner's questionable moves.
We'll get there later.
But, that's coming up. Yeah. And then I think in our last matchup we had Robert and Dustin. This one also seemed to be a little bit close. I thought Robert was going to run away with it, and Dustin had some guys that really put on some points late. But Robert's team performed awesome, and same with his bench. Again, he had some phenomenal points left on the bench too, as with Dustin. So both, it could have gone either way depending on some moves made, but it was definitely a close one. Robert way to pull it out. Both you guys are, I believe, 1-1, right? And we got Dustin here. Dustin joining me and Warner in the 0-2 squad. So sorry, maybe next week will be our week, guys. But for right now, we're at the bottom of the barrel. So that's your Week 2 recap. We're going to go over to some bold moves. This is a section where we like to compliment those guys who made some bold moves, putting people from the bench into the starting spot, and they came up and produced well for them. So let's go with Marcus first off. He made a bold move, putting Terrence Williams over T.Y. Hilton. What are your thoughts?
It's a good play with Bryan hurt. Terrence Williams was didn't get a lot of touches.
Yeah, and T.Y. had an injury. They weren't sure if he was going to play, so definitely a bold move. He came out, played well, got him 20 points, so definitely very solid for a receiver, especially not one that you predict to be your starter.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Bold moves for Marcus. Another bold move, we've got Gunner putting Eric Decker in over Marcus Colson, who he started in the flex in the first week. So Gunner, bold moves, buddy. Decker came out, threw down some points for you, 23 in the flex spot. So again, kudos. Yeah, he obviously lit up those Colts defensive backs, which sucks for me because 4 of our starting corners are out, so we're literally playing with guys off the street. Didn't help, so obviously Decker took advantage of that, gave you some points. So way to go there, playing that. And then finally I've got myself, even though I lost, but I actually came up with a bold move. I put Dante Moncrief in for the flex. Obviously I had some injuries and some other players to consider for that flex, but I felt he was going to have a good game, especially with Hilton being questionable and whatnot. And he came up, over 100 yards. He got a touchdown and put up about 27 points for me. So those right there were some bold moves of guys taking some people from the bench, putting them in the starting spot this week, and came out with some big numbers. Finally, we're going to wrap this segment up with thoughts with Bryan. Bryan, see some of those thoughts.
I just want to ask questions to some of you guys out there. Like, Warner, why are you not starting Tom Brady over? And he chooses Mariota over him, which is...
Yeah. Now, Warner, you know that Brady, as much as I fucking hate that piece of shit, is a fucking solid quarterback on a great team that's definitely going to move the ball. You're going with an unproven rookie to try to give you more points. Now, yes, granted, Brady went up against Buffalo's D, but still, I mean... You're an idiot. If you don't play him every week except for his bye week, which you might actually play him during his bye week, you've got to do some thinking, rethinking here.
Yeah, definitely. Next, I want to give Dustin great call. Got to give him credit for putting Tampa's D at New Orleans.
Yeah. And
they got him, I think, 14 points.
Yeah, I don't think anyone saw Tampa winning that game. Nonetheless, their defense putting up more points, especially you got Drew Brees in New Orleans. They got some great receivers. They usually move the ball pretty well. So, Dustin, that was a great move right there.
Great job.
Bryan, I've got a question for you, though.
Sure.
Even though this is Thoughts with Bryan, my thought is, why Jericho Cotchery, guy?
I asked myself that, and I kind of got screwed a little bit because Alshon Jeffrey got hurt, and I had him in the wide receiver position.
Yeah.
And Macklin played on Thursday in my flex, so
Gotcha.
I couldn't put a running back in there, so I had to go try to find someone off waivers. Wasn't the greatest pickup ever.
No, I probably could have looked at your bench. Did you feel that there was anyone else that you possibly could have put in there? So just reaching.
Yeah, I was trying to get something.
Just didn't get anything.
Nothing.
All right, and finally, what do you got for us?
Yeah, I want to talk about Frank. Frank's 2-0. No Dez Bryant, the first overall pick in the draft.
Fucking bullshit.
And along with being 2-0, he's had a lot of bench points throughout these 2 weeks.
This is true.
So, Frank, credit to you. And then my last thought is, Ray, what are you thinking? Allen Robinson had 6 receptions for 155 yards and 2 touchdowns. And you took him out.
Bishop Sankey.
Bishop Sankey. I mean, he had a decent week last week, but I don't know.
I wouldn't even say decent. I just, it was okay. But, Allen Robinson, he didn't have that great of a week 1 for the Jags. So I get, you were worried there, but, I mean, dude looks like a beast. He's obviously got Bortles. They're really trying to throw the ball. You got to have some faith sometimes.
Yeah, I agree. And Sankey, all last year, he didn't do a thing. So.
And
unproven.
Yeah, and just to let you know, Ray, you played Allen Robinson, you win that matchup, you're 2-0.
Yeah.
So,
just thoughts for you, Ray.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, so that's going to wrap this video up for us. Obviously, next week we're going to do, again, the recap. We're going to try to have a special guest. I believe we're going to have Gunner on the show.
Yep.
And we've got other special guests we want to have throughout the season. And if you guys want to be on, just let us know. We'll do a little segment and do some fun stuff. But catch our other video where we're going to break down the all-trash team of the week, Bryan's all-trash team of the week, and Sean's super squad. So check it out. See you guys.
Later.